This is a mosquito, and she is carrying her eggs, and she needs to feed on human blood. Inside her stomach lies a parasite, malaria. This little organism causes millions of deaths a year, and this is how it works. When our mosquito feeds, she not only takes our blood, but injects a small amount of her own saliva to clot the blood. This is how the malaria parasite enters the human's bloodstream. The malaria is ruthless and will attack any cell on its journey. Destination, the liver. Once inside the liver, the malaria infects the liver's cells, using them to reproduce, and this is where it evolves and changes. These new malaria organisms infect red blood cells. Malaria is clever, as it can hide from the body's immune system once attached to the blood cell. It uses the blood cell's hemoglobin to feed off of, and to multiply. The cell bursts and releases all the new malaria organisms. Things are about to get sexual. Some malaria cells morph into eggs and sperm, and they join together in the mosquito's stomach. When the new malaria baby travels to the salivary glands in the mosquito and form cysts, which burst with more malaria cells, these will infect the next victim of the mosquito. So what is our relationship with malaria? It cannot be classed as mutualism, as we lose whilst the malaria gains, and it therefore isn't symbiosis or commensalism either. This is why malaria is a parasite. It takes and destroys. The human, without treatment, will die, whilst the malaria carries on. There is, however, an immunity to the malaria. Sickle cell anemia is a genetic condition where the red blood cells in a human are essentially crescent moon-shaped. This means that the malaria cells cannot stick to the blood cells and therefore cannot survive and reproduce inside the host body. Sickle cell anemia is most common in eastern countries and the southern hemisphere, where there is a greater chance of developing malaria. This is due to natural selection, as people with sickle cell anemia have a greater chance of surviving. This means it is slowly spreading, as people with sickle cell anemia can survive better in these countries and pass on their genes. Malaria will infect 10% of the global population this year. That's over 700 million people. This makes it the most successful parasite on the planet, and the most deadly.